I'm Dr. Shuchita Gupta. I am an educationist and a motivational speaker. Now, today I just want to have an interaction with all the people that every day we are listening during this corona time, we are listening a lot that children are not having those moral values in their life. We are focused on, parents are focused on, everybody is focused on that how we can educate the children, because the children are not going to the schools, they are not attending their classes, and how they will be given the education. First and the foremost thing is, my topic today is that how to enhance personality of our children by giving them value-based education. Now, what is the meaning of education? If we think that what does education mean? Education does not mean merely cramming the lessons and passing on examination, but inculcation of conceptual and value-based education, which is really lacking in many of the schools also. It's not the fault of the schools, I can say, and it is neither I can say it is fault of the children also, but it is fault of we people. We being parents, we being teachers, what is we? Our expectations are becoming more and more from the children. Gone are the days when we have studied. In those days, we were not a whole day involved in the books. We were not whole day involved in studying. We were having many social activities, and those days we were not having these mobile phones, no internet, no such things. But still, what we have learned during those days, still today, we are remembering that. We know because our concepts were clear. So now if I'm talking about, besides that a child's overall development should be provided, value-based education should be teaching that works with values and create a strong learning environment that enhances academic attainment and develops students' social and relationship skills that last for life. Thus, education in real process is practical knowledge, clearing the concepts, building the confidence, inculcation of values which can be retained for longer time, making our children learn for life. Now, if we talk about values, life is very important aspect of every human being, rather every living thing. It doesn't come again and again. So let's enjoy it. Let's take the full advantage of our life. We have to teach our children in such a way. If we are setting some examples ourselves in front of our children, then only they will learn. So we must live our lives not only for ourselves, for others too. Who are others? Means our children. It is a well-known saying, life is too ironic. It takes sadness to know what happiness is. Noise to appreciate silence. And absence to value presence. It's like everybody knows, when we have something, we don't value it. When we don't have something, then we value that. Like supposedly, if somebody loses his mother or father, till the time father is alive or mother is alive, a person is alive, we don't find that person's value and we are always criticizing that person. The moment that person is not with us, then we start remembering all the good things what are in that person. These are all part of it. Each and every human living encompasses the four levels. Now, what are the four levels? Because we don't have to live for ourselves only. We have to live for whole of the society. That is the value. When we are living for only us, then we are not a good human. Now, those four levels are: first is myself, second is our family, third is society, and the fourth is the whole of our nature. Now, see, you might have experienced that before this corona, we were always saying our capital city Delhi is a polluted city. Why? Because more and more people are living over there. Because what we are doing, number of people in our family, we are having those many cars. We are not living in the real life, we are living in show off. Where how we can show off that how many cars we are having, a small car, now we have a big car. Then in Delhi only, you might have observed that it was started by the government that what we have to do is pooling. That was also not possible. Now see, uh, we are talking about the values. In value, now I will share with you this thing. This corona period, many people they are just thinking about, full of tension. If we talk to the doctors, if we take the feedback, they say that many people are mentally disturbed due to this corona because we are sitting at home. What we have to do? We cannot move in the society. We cannot talk to. It all depends on us. How we take the life. How we involve ourselves in that life. Now, during this corona period, now see, whole environment is totally clean. Whole environment, you can see the far mountains and everything. Why that is clean? Because there is no pollution. So why can't we control this thing ourselves without having this corona? This is again one thing. These values, when we teach to the children, what happens? These children, when they see you, that what you are doing, we are always preaching them, we are always telling them not to do this thing, not to do that thing, do this thing. But we ourselves, we cannot change ourselves. Till the time we cannot change ourselves, we cannot change the society. Now, coming to in order to understand how to rise in our lives, one must know that education doesn't mean to pass the examination, score high marks. Education without values or edification will fall short of achieving its goals. Without building character, only improving knowledge and skills may not contribute to the most important aspect. What is that aspect? This aspect is holistic development. You know it, when we are talking in the schools, everybody is talking about overall personality development, holistic development. I'm also a principal. I'm also associated with the school. I ask that how many schools are really focusing on this thing. We talk, but we do not follow those things. Now, what is the reason behind that? Again, that is not the fault of the school, because we are forced completion of the syllabus, completion of this thing, parents' pressure that you are not giving the work. So we have to give work. But if we start introspecting this thing, and if through this, my request to all the parents who are listening to me, please rest assured that your children will become number one if you will leave them for self-study. This is again a moral value. Let them do themselves. Let them have that responsibility. Otherwise, what happens? When you are forcing them, their attention is diverted from this. Then they're just after that thing that, oh, when mom will come, then only I will start. Many a times you might have observed this thing. When father comes, the children they start opening their books because Papa has come. Why this thing should be? I always tell to my students that imposed discipline is not a discipline. That is self-discipline. That should be from your inner side. Now, one thing I just want to tell that if we start inculcating values in such a way, will our children not be valued? Obviously, they will be they will be nurtured with values. That's not necessary that values. When many times parents come, they ask us, Madam, oh, you don't teach moral values? There is no book for moral values. In my schools, I never have moral value book. What is the fun of that moral value book? You have to incorporate those moral values along with each and every subject. Whenever the teacher is coming in the class, if every teacher start teaching that moral value for just 2 or 3 minutes in the starting, don't you think that the children will gain something? Because we always say that children always copy their teachers. Now, holistic development for making the world a better place. Now, coming to if we introspect, everything is that I always focus on these things. I introspect myself. I've changed my personality on the basis of these things. On introspection and self-investigation, we find that we want to be in harmony at all the levels. All levels, myself, family, society, and the nature. Harmony in myself results in happiness and feeling of prosperity. When I have harmony with me only, then it results I am feeling I'm prosperous. I'm happy. Harmony in myself, then harmony in family. What is harmony in family? Harmony in family results in mutual fulfillment. Suppose and say, one member in my family, he or she doesn't like this thing, I must change myself. Or he or she must change. So that will affect mutual fulfillment in relationship and prosperity on family. Now coming to next, harmony with nature. Now all these above, because harmony with nature, we always tell to our children that don't pluck the flowers. Plant every time, every year when we see that now we have environment day, now we have such and such day, we are planting that replantation. How many of we are telling those children? Because in my school, I always tell children, if you are planting that plant, write name on that plant. Now you have to look after this plant, that whether it is deteriorating or it is growing. Water the plant. If you cannot, you just ask the gardener that please see my plant. Take it as your own. When you will take it as your own part of your body, definitely Definitely, you will really enjoy. So everything mentioned, whatever in the four levels, that also depicts what we want or desire, but need to investigate whether all this is possible or not, and how we can make it possible. This is introspection, because nothing is impossible. Many people say this thing: impossible is I am possible. I am possible means that everything is possible. We need to focus on this by understanding value education, its need, and how to follow on it practically in our lives and inculcate among the students. Let us appreciate. Let us appreciate the need of such input more elaborately. We all know. We all know its importance. Everybody nowadays, during these webinars and all, I'm listening everywhere that moral values are lacking. Moral values are lacking. Now, we should know. We all know its importance, but we cannot follow it properly. See, I'll just give you one example. A father is smoking, and to his son, he's saying, "Child, don't smoke. Smoking is not a good habit. Do you think this is the right way? Do you think the child will learn in this way?" Many a times you receive a phone call on your phone and you tell to your child, you just pick up the phone, ask Papa is not at home, he forgot the phone at home. Now you tell me, during these times when you have the mobile phones, what is the meaning of mobile phone? Can you leave the phone at home? If you see in a family, four members are there, everybody is busy on their phone. How can you think that a person has gone out leaving the phone at home? Maybe an exception, sometimes. But when it becomes a habit, and the child himself says, "Papa, you are here, why don't you pick up the phone? You are telling lie." Now tell me, what value you are inculcating in your child? When you are sitting at home, I'm talking to the now female members. We are talking about our mother-in-law, she's like that, she's like that. The same thing happens to your own mother. We are very much worried about that. Don't we think, if we consider our mother-in-law as our mother, our children will see what we are doing, and when our age will be of that, then our children will also behave with us in the same way. Then we start feeling that what our children are doing with us. So now you just tell me what type of values we are inculcating in our children. Now coming to, like, when I said that we know the values, but we cannot follow. Correct identification of our aspirations. Now the first point, what I'm just telling that how we can identify. We have to identify our aspirations. In order to identify our aspirations, we need to invest our time and energy to actualize our plans. We must find what we basically aspire for. Not looking on others, what others are doing. He is having a big car, I also need a big car. Do I have that amount of money? If really we start living in this way and we inculcate these values in our children also, obviously they will start. Now we talk about traffic rules on that today is a traffic day and we are celebrating traffic rule. We are telling the children, when we are doing the same thing in being a teacher, let's say I am telling my children that, oh, you must wear helmet, you must do this thing, you must drive in a low speed. And when I am on that same bike or my car and I am driving with full speed, I am coming to school without helmet. I'll share again one thing, that in my school we have implemented this rule to the teachers also, that no teacher will come without helmet. If the teacher will be without helmet, the scooty or anything will be outside the school. It will not enter the school. This is the way how we are implementing these values. Understanding universal human values to fulfill our aspiration in continuity. It is not that you have to identify your aspirations by actualizing your goals. Usually, everyone tries to fulfill goals by trying or by force of people and parents, as it has been moving on right from our primitive Stone Age to the present. Basically, all of us aspire to be happy, and whatever appears conducive to our happiness becomes valuable to us. What is value for us? Whatever is required for us to be happy, and if we follow, we get that becomes. Now, value education is the input necessary to fulfill this need. When we know the correct understanding of values, we are happy in continuity. Otherwise, we feel deprived. Now, there are values and skills. Now, see, in new NEP, we have come to know that skill-oriented education should be there. That is also true. Now, values and skill both are complementary. Now, what is the complementarity in between these values in education for success? It is very important. For this, we need to focus on two things. Firstly, we must know human happiness is for one and all, and happiness for all times. Do you think today I am happy? And do any time you think that, oh, I am very happy now, I need not to get more happiness. Never. Happiness should be for always and long and long and long. Secondly, it becomes essential to learn methods and practices to actualize this goal, to develop the techniques to make this happen in real life in various dimensions. I can explain with an example that my desire is to be healthy, but I need to understand what to do to be healthy. Desires cannot be fulfilled sitting at home. We need to understand. Next is evaluation of our beliefs. Now, what we believe, we are lacking in correct understanding of universal human values as we are driven by the old myths and find ourselves trapped in conflicted beliefs. Living our lives based only on beliefs cannot ensure happiness. It is very important to understand. Now, see, during this time we have come with, we are facing technology. Now, what is technology? Technology and human values. Now, I can correlate. It is not necessary that technology helps in achieving values in human beings in an effective manner. The decision for such things lies outside the scope of technology. It thus becomes primarily important to know correctly what is valuable. Without this decision, technology can be aimless and directionless. Because technology also, we We have to use technology in a very proper way. Okay, to conclude, value education enables us to understand our needs and visualize our goals correctly and also indicate the direction for this fulfillment. It also helps remove our confusions, contradictions, and enables us rightly to utilize the technological innovations. Value education is a crucial missing link in present education system which must be adequately rebuilt. Thus, these values, if we are inculcating these values, it will definitely enhance the personality of your child. So, value education is very much important. We must not miss it. Thank you.
Innovation pays off.